Welcome back to Investing with Confidence. As always, I am your host, Joshua David, and we are talking about the do's and the don'ts of the financial markets. We get into stocks, options, futures, and Forex, and Al teaches these investing classes and dives right into these different topics about the financial markets. If you happen to miss 2 tickets for that investing class, call 952-814-4410. You're also going to receive the Cryptocurrency Foundation course when you do that. There's a few topics in there: the history of cryptocurrency, understanding the blockchain technology, and also 5 steps to using cryptocurrency. So when you call in right now for this investing class and register for a date, you're going to receive that cryptocurrency course. And Al, we got into a lot of different topics about the institutions and the novice investors, the difference, what is the gap, but how do we close that gap, and how do we trade and invest like the institutions? We don't want to trade against them. We just want to ride on their coattails. And it really comes down to building confidence in your investment decisions, making smarter decisions in your investment accounts. And that could be in regular trading accounts. It can be in 401ks. That can be in IRAs. It doesn't matter what type of account it is. As long as it's in the market, we want to make better investing decisions in there. And when you have that confidence, that helps you follow a plan, as I was talking about in the first section, following a plan, sticking to the rules within that, and then just clicking the button, right? But Al, I want you to kind of talk about how people get started in the markets. Do people just say somebody has, I don't know, maybe a small account, maybe like $500,000 or $1 million, and do they put all their money in the market, or do they take pieces of that, or how do you think you really build that financial confidence?
Well, if you're asking me how people do it, that's different than how they should do it. But a lot of people do throw their money at the market. And we saw that when we started back in 1997 as a trading floor. That's exactly what would happen. People would come in, rent a space and a monitor, basically throw everything at the market, thinking that this was the magic bullet for them, and then blow everything. That's not how you want to do this. That really is throwing your money at something, crossing your fingers, closing your eyes, and hoping that things go your way.
That's a hope strategy. So what do you help people do to help get started?
Well, it's kind of the same thing that we talked about in that last segment. The people that are in the market that are consistently successful got to that point by being educated. It's not that they were born with that knowledge or the skills. They got educated. And that's the same thing. It starts with getting educated, starting with the knowledge of how the markets function, why price changes. I mean, think about this. What's the most important thing that you want to have happen if you buy, say, a stock or a mutual fund?
You want that to go up.
Absolutely. So what causes it to go up? What if you could identify? What if you knew what caused the price to go up? And then conversely, at some point in time, it will stop going up and start going down. What if you knew what was going to make it go down, and you could identify those points on a price chart? Well, it's basically following the people that are educated and have been taught how to do this as a professional. One of the things that we talked about in that first segment, you had mentioned the buy and hold strategy. Most people, if you have a Wall Street advisor, broker, they're going to put you in a long-term strategy, a buy and hold strategy where a portfolio is put together and you're just supposed to hold on to it for decades and decades. Do you think that's what they're doing? Do you think a trader for Goldman Sachs comes in the morning, puts a portfolio together, and then just sits on it for 10 or 20 years and doesn't do anything? No.
Well, but they're conditioning people to do that, and they're just really doing different techniques and strategies. And we covered that in that first segment. So hopefully our listeners understand that that's what they're doing, so we want to trade like them. But, you know, Al, there's a lot of our listeners that probably want to try to gain some knowledge, or basically knowledge, I guess. Mm-hmm. And they're searching at YouTube or relatives or books, or they're searching for help at the hardware store, right? That's not the best place to get financial advice, or not the best place to gain that knowledge, right? So you've helped a lot of people start that process to gain that knowledge. What are some of the things that you do, or what do you think the best approach to gaining knowledge and then building skill is?
Well, it starts with going somewhere that provides that knowledge, and that's what we do. We are an academy, and we teach people how the markets function, and we also help people to identify what they want their future to look like, and how to have the best opportunity to achieve that future. In other words, where are you now? Where do you want to be down the road? And then what's the best way, the most effective and efficient way for you to get there? Wall Street will have people typically in a strategy that really only refers to or relates to your long-term wealth buildup. They really kind of bypass what I think is maybe most important for a lot of people, and that's their short-term needs.
Mm-hmm.
That and the way you approach short-term needs in the market is different than the way you approach long-term needs. And those are the things that we help our students to identify. It's not only getting the education, it's building the skills to use the education, but then also having guidance, having support, having the right tools and resources that help to simplify things and keep you out of your own way. And what I mean by that is a step-by-step, rules-based process that, as much as possible, keeps your thinking out of it, because that's what gets you in trouble. And if you follow a step-by-step process, if you have the discipline to do that, and it's a process that was put together by the guys you mentioned in that last segment, people that worked on Wall Street, that were professional traders or hedge fund managers, they know what moves price, and that's what a strategy should be built around. That's what we teach our students.
Yeah, and with so many people focused on financial literacy right now, and I think a lot of listeners right now probably they are focused on their financial literacy, but maybe don't even know it, right?
Sure.
And one of the great things about our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, is they do tons of research, and there's actually record pace of people getting into the market. So people are focused on their finances right now, but they're doing it the wrong way sometimes. We want to make sure we can help people. I mean, the best time to learn a skill is now. I mean, the market really is at all-time highs, and which way could this market go? We don't know, but you don't want to be getting into the market in a buy and hold strategy at the top. Think of it this way. I used to watch Price is Right growing up, and there was a game, I can't remember what it was called, but there would be a little man that would be climbing this mountain.
Yeah.
Climbing
Yodeling.
Yoda, climbing that mountain, and then it would tip over, fall off that mountain, right?
Yeah, right.
You don't want to be buying and holding at the top of that mountain. We are at a all-time high, which right now is actually the top of a market.
It is. That's
so
correct.
you want to be able to understand short-term trading strategies, different skills, different techniques to continue to grow no matter which way it goes. You don't want to be that person that falls off that mountain. And Al, you teach that in these investing classes, different techniques and strategies for all market conditions. So I want to give away some tickets for this investing class to learn more about how to gain the financial literacy and wrap your arms around your money, because who's going to be the best steward of your money? It's actually going to be you. Right. So callers 1 through 10, I want to invite you to this class. They're free. They're 2 hours here in Bloomington. We're local. Al teaches these. Call 952-814-4410. When you call in right now, you're going to receive two things. You're going to receive 2 tickets. I'm also going to do the Cryptocurrency Foundation course again. It's a big topic out there. There's a lot of opportunities in the cryptocurrency market. We want to make sure our listeners understand how it actually works. There's topics like transacting with cryptocurrency, but also the key that most people don't even know about is the rise of decentralized finances. Right. Now, that is an opportunity right there. Call 952-814-4410 for tickets for the investing class, also the free Cryptocurrency Foundations course. I like to make things easy, too. You can text the word invest to the number 484848. You're going to receive a link back. Click the link. Pick a date. You're also going to receive that cryptocurrency course once you pick a date for that investing class right in that link. Now, Al, with markets at all-time highs, people should be at the top of their savings career, I guess we'll call it, or their savings time, right? But they're not happy with fees. They're seeing more and more fees being taken out of their accounts, but they're also underperforming, right? So what are you doing right now to help people not fall into this retirement crisis with fees, people not having enough, even though markets are at all-time highs? Yeah,
all-time highs. You know, the S&P 500 has had over 50 record highs this year, and the year's not even over yet.
That's crazy.
That's only happened 7 times before. And by the way, Every 7 times that happened before, it was followed by a down year or a year that was only up around 3%.
Which, just to clarify, that down market is a phenomenal market.
Well, that's one of the things that you need to learn if you want to be involved in the markets. The market does not just go up; it goes down, it goes sideways, and there are opportunities in all 3 directions. But when the market goes down, and I guess you can look at it this way: the higher it goes, the faster, the further it can fall,
and the bigger opportunity.
And the bigger opportunity, because it goes down faster than it goes up, which means that you have an opportunity to participate in a way where maybe you have the opportunity to boost your returns and to build a bigger store of wealth for your retirement years in a shorter period of time. But if you don't know how to do that, or if you're at least not protected, what happens to your portfolio when we go through a correction or a crash is that you're putting it in just like you're digging a hole, putting your portfolio in the hole. It has to fight its way out just to get back to the point where you can start to have a profit.
But Al, you know what? Some people just aren't saving enough right now. Even though their
Right.
accounts are doing okay, they're not saving enough. They need to catch up. What are some of the things you can do if say our listener is listening right now and say, "Hey, I need to catch up on my retirement." What do you help people do?
Sure, and the reason is there's a number of different reasons. Maybe they're spending too much. Maybe they're not earning enough to have extra left over to put into their retirement accounts. Because your retirement account, whatever you have as a wealth portion of your financial life down the road, starts with an overflow from your income while you're still working, while you're younger. And that's why most of our students start out learning about the short-term needs, because that is going to help you do a better job with your long-term goals, but also when you retire. When you retire, you have you've lost one of the things that has gotten you through the 30 or 40 years while you were still working.
Is that JOB?
That would be the income from the JOB. Well, you still have bills. There's still a cost to being alive. And instead of looking at whatever you have put together for retirement, wouldn't it be great if you learned how to use the retirement account kind of as a cash generating machine? And we show you how to do that. It requires learning about assets that Wall Street is not teaching you about. In the first segment, I said Wall Street is not doing the buy and hold strategy. They're not buying mutual funds. They're doing things like the options market, the futures market, the foreign exchange market. Why aren't you in those? Why isn't Wall Street putting you in those? Well, if they see a benefit in it, well, maybe there's a benefit in it for you too. And in these classes, we go over those assets and what the benefits are. And it may be, one of those assets may be more beneficial for one person. A different asset may be more beneficial for another person. But at least you need to understand what they are, how they can be utilized, why Wall Street uses them, and how easy it is for you basically to do the same thing.
Yeah, the great thing about that is these tools, these techniques, they're available to us, the public, the regular person, the regular guy or regular gal, but it takes some education. You have to learn that. Starts with knowledge and then building the skills to do that. And you were talking a little bit about retirement. Pensions were around, but the people that I think a lot of our listeners right now never experienced pensions, so they've experienced a 401k, which you own you actually direct that because you're telling your advisor or broker typically what kind of a strategy you want to be in. But people just want a better future. They want to be able to take care of their family, have better opportunities in their working years and during retirement. But with the markets at all-time highs, and I'm just guessing here, the majority of our listeners haven't seen a down market. But these down markets are great opportunities. I can't wait for that to happen. It's going to be probably the biggest wealth creation opportunity that we'll ever see in our time. But you need to be able to understand how to do that before that even happens. So callers 1 through 10, I want to invite you to an investing class to learn more about fees, how that can really decimate a retirement account, to learn more about different like 401ks, IRAs. What are some of the opportunities do you have in them? But also, if you want to be able to understand and have the potential to leave a legacy or maybe just stay active during retirement, call 952-814-4410 for tickets to the investing class. Al teaches these right here in Bloomington. I'm also going to give away the Cryptocurrency Foundations course. A couple topics in there. There's understanding blockchain technology, the history of cryptocurrency, and 5 steps to using cryptocurrency. 952-814-4410 or text the word INVEST to the number 484848. You'll receive a link back Click the link when you register for this free class. You'll receive that crypto course. Al, what do you got coming up next?
Well, let's talk about how a trader or investor's day differs from yours.
That might be a little interesting. And a lot of people have watched movies about trading and investing. And I think what we're going to talk about might be a little bit different. 952-814-4410 for 2 tickets for the investing class. This is Josh and Al. We'll be right back.